65 days a year, rain or shine, games or no games, we are here. Today we happen to have a ton of games. Boatload of NBA. Got some solid college basketball action. Got a few NHL games, and we'll be going over, we'll be glossing over the schedule, seeing, picking out the finer points for the show. But anyways, of course, I'm Mitch, and bring in the guys. Got Brian Bittler, Chris Ruffalo, and Rod Zwacky with us as usual. I'm about as cold as it gets right now. I've had cold stretches, throughout the last 15 years doing this, and this one ranks right up there with me. I have one of these a year. I know I do, at least one of these a year, but it never feels any better, and it never feels like it's any less bad than some of the others when it's this cold for me. It just seems I can't get a break. It's like I can't catch a break, and it's all part of it. Some days, I can't miss. It's like I catch everything, and that's the bulk of the time is like I continuously win. But right now, ice cold, I have no excuses. I'm just going to continue to do what I do, and I know when it happens, it happens. It's like it'll turn it as hard as it went this way, it'll go twice as hard the other way. We know that, and it happens over time. It's like I don't know, can't even tell you. It's like I think the Pitt, North Carolina game and the kind of summed it all up for me.
Yeah, where the hell is Pitt at?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
And I'll tell you the Texas Oklahoma game, because not only did Texas not start playing until the last 5 minutes of the game, they lost by 1 point overall. They had an own basket in that game. They should have won the game anyway. Their own guy their best player knocked it into the hoop. Okay, and I have to say, and it's like I do. Well, I was gonna say I never complain about fishing, but actually I constantly do, right? But it just seemed to me that there's a lot of calls that Oklahoma got in that game. I mean, just an insane amount. Also, Texas hit a bucket right before the buzzer. Well, right at the buzzer. It was not a basket, but once again, another. It was just that kind of game. Pitt was just terrible, man. And
me and you both had Pitt and Butler, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, Butler. I'm done with. But they got lucky. They had a big win, but I'm done with them.
I can't say I'm ever done with anybody.
I'm so done with. They are just DEAD to me. That's dead for those of you poor in spelling. Brian, what do you got today? I actually, I don't care. I'm going to draw a line in the sand, and I'm going to say I got time to rebuild my college basketball, and I always do. And but how about spread knowledge? 5-0 the last 2 days on my computer pick show. I don't know. Go ahead, Brian. What do you got for today?
3-0 Monday, 0-3 Tuesday. I got my college basketball high-octane 3-pack. 3 plays in college basketball today. If I don't have a profitable day in college basketball, I'll be shocked. So all 3 plays for $40 at pickdogs.com premium pick section.
Chris, what do you got?
Well, for me, it's Whale Bet Wednesday again. It's 3 of my favorite, biggest, and best plays of the week, and I'm not usually one to throw out those numbers, but since the start of the calendar year, 20-4 on Whale Bet Wednesday, so it's definitely a day that you don't want to miss. Got those up for $30 over the website, or hop on one of the longer-term packages, or a 2-for-1 pass. You're gonna be your best value for some of the best handicappers on the internet and in the world. So, it's over at pickdogs.com, sportschatplays.com, premium pick section.
How about you, Rod?
For me, I've got Wham Wednesday Birdcage. I've got 2 10-star college basketball slam dunks and 1 10-star NHL play. Love this triple today. Sweep the board and feel it. I love these today.
When you say Wham, I think it's George Michael.
You gotta have faith, buddy.
Some guy wants to schedule a meeting with me. He schedules it in GMT, which I don't even know what the hell that is. But I just did Google. You know, while you guys were talking, I'm like
Greenwich Mountain Time.
Yeah, Greenwich Mean Time, and I type it into Google, you know, to get it to convert to my time, and frickin' of course tells me it in military time, so it just doesn't even frickin' help me at all. You know, it's like I just want to know what time 6 p.m. is in Hawaii. You know, that's all I need to know. So 15:21 is 3:21, so 2.5 hours from now. So it is 5:25 a.m. my time. It is or 5:20ish, right? My time. So that would make it 2.5 hours. 8 o'clock. 8 a.m. Which most people
doesn't
say.
Interfere with your golf game.
Which most people will say. I take it on the golf course. Your earbuds. Most people would say, you know, if with an 8 o'clock meeting time, is that too early for you? It's like, I've already built an empire by then. Anyways, I got college basketball and NBA picks today. So I'm telling you, when I'm cold, when I come out of it, it is normally with a fury. So I would hop on board. Sometimes you jump on the hot guy, and that's, you know, you're too late for the party.
I hope we're in the same place today, so we'll see.
Are we?
I hope so.
I had no time to even check anything. Like, I like to check the Alexa rankings is one of the first things I do in the morning to see how bad we're stomping everyone. We are so close to taking over that site that rhymes with covers in the Alexa rankings for total overall traffic. I mean, I would never mention covers by name. I would only say, like, rhyme with them. It rhymes with them. Something like that. It's covers.
NBA lines are a little late developing today.
Well, it's because most of them came out late. I have to do those NBA videos, you know, and there's a dozen games. And most of those games that I had, they didn't even have totals out for those games. So I just did with the first lines that came out.
Yeah, I'm going to add one more NBA pick yet.
I did 700 videos for today. Tonight we have also on our other shows, we have the Computer Pick Show at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Drive-Thru at 6 p.m., which Roofload refuses to advertise, and then we have at 7 p.m. we have the MMA guys. There's no MMA this week, but we're just gonna have a consistent show on Wednesdays, and that's what we do. Brad and Payne, they're going to recap the McGregor fight and then talk about some other MMA stuff for the those MMA junkies. It's kind of, you know, there's a whole soap opera that goes with that too. It's kind of like wrestling with a cage. Sort of. Anyway, speaking about wrestling with a cage, let's go to the NBA. Got during my Computer Pick Show, someone asked me what these bobbleheads were, and this one is Bob Marley, and someone said it looks like Superfly Snuka, so I wore my Bob Marley shirt today. But I think they're right. I think I'm going to take this one down. It does look... It is a terrible likeness. I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this one. So, later, Bob. I got a new thing coming in the mail today. I'm going to replace him. We're going to just put... Should we get Rick Pitino? Should we get him some hookers to put next to him? What is that noise?
Somebody's heat kicked on.
Oh. We got to get some hookers to put next to Bettino up there. I think you can get like the Playboy Girls Next Door bobbleheads. So get him.
I don't like bobbleheads.
Well, you know, you got to have something on the shelves. If anyone has anything, that's okay. I'm not a big bobblehead guy either, but I'm just trying to put stuff on the shelves. You know, I'm just trying to have some cool stuff, and you know, this stuff's all interchangeable. If anyone has any ideas, suggestions, I mean, you know, I'm open to it.
I wish I was a better carpenter because I would build something.
I didn't love Georgia Tech. Mitch loved Georgia Tech. No, he didn't. It wasn't a premium pick. He did not love Georgia Tech. Mitch loved Alabama. That was the one premium pick that wasn't a premium pick that he loved, and he said, "Back up the truck. I love it." Was Alabama, right? I mean, how fucking hard is this? It's like I lost plenty of games. This guy's just a tool, man. Randy Gross. See, a couple months ago, what we would have done is looked him up on Facebook and shown his family and poked fun at them. But I'm past that. I've grown up a lot. Cavaliers versus Pistons. Magic versus Kings. Hornets versus Pacers. Any of those three, Brian?
Yeah, I might kick myself, but I'm going to take a shot with the Sacramento Kings plus the points here. I feel like they're the better team, and sooner or later, this young team's going to start to gel and play good basketball and sneak into the Western Conference in a playoff spot. So I'm going to take the Kings today plus the points.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay the points with Cleveland in this spot. I just think they're a better team against this Detroit team that's going to be resting Blake Griffin. Cleveland also, covering 4 of their last 5, and Detroit can't do much of anything right. They beat Philly last time out, but I think that was at full strength. They're not going to be at full strength tonight. Give me Cleveland.
Rod?
For me in this group, I agree. Give me Cleveland over Detroit. I also like the over in that game. The over's 9-0 between these two. Detroit just stinks on the road. They're horrible. Give me Cleveland and the over in that one.
Yeah, a lot of hookers and blow comments for the next to Patino thing. Anyways. Look at these games. I like the Magic here. I'm going to pummel the Kings. No problemo. Cross-country road trip. The Kings are major disappointment. I like the Cavs also against the Pistons. And a side of Pacers for me as well. Raptors, Bucks, Sixers, Lakers, Nuggets, Heat, Chicken Nuggets, Hawks versus Nets. Brian, any of those 4?
It hurts me to say it, but I think the Lakers are going to crush the Sixers tonight. It's a little bit square, but I see the big money coming in the Lakers, and I think they're going to just put Philadelphia in their place. And I might add the San Antonio Spurs at home getting points. I like this Spurs team in this dog spot at home. I think they can win it outright, but I'll take the points.
Chris, before we get there, I get this question all the time. Is there a reason why people get denied from the Pick Dogs Facebook group? Yeah, if you don't have a real profile and a real profile picture, you're not allowed in our group. You have to have accountability. I don't want to hear this. I don't use Facebook that much. I don't want people to see my Facebook. I don't care. If you want to be in our group, you got to be fully accountable. I stick my name out there every day and my face out here every single day. And if you want to be in our Facebook group, so can you. And so does everyone in our Facebook group, every single person. We deny more people from the Facebook group than we let in. And Rod's a moderator. He can show you the activity log if he wants. But you can see we probably let in 35 to 40%. And if you look at our Facebook group compared to most of the other ones, there's no spam. There's no bullshit. I mean, there's some stuff that gets a little out of line, but we are usually all over it, when it happens, And, I like our Facebook group. There's accountability there. And it's like, so if you were not allowed in the Facebook group, more than likely you don't have a real Facebook profile or something that looks real. Or allow us, if you don't allow access to your profile, like if your profile is blocked, we will not let you in our group. So I don't care. I don't want my family to see. I don't want my workers to see. I do not care. How about that?
Or agree to the rules. If you don't agree to the rules,
you got to agree to the rules and read the rules. I mean, how freaking hard is that? You put a link to a sports book in my Facebook group, you're thrown out. I do not care. I do not care. I didn't know. Well, it's pinned to the top of the fucking group. It's like, you can't take 10 seconds to read it. But yeah, it is. It's like, it's just, most of the rules are just common sense, and it's just to keep a good community. I'm not worried about the numbers. Like, oh, man, we got 10,000 people on our Facebook group. We got 30,000. We got 50,000, like other people do. You know, let the other guys do. I'd rather have a quality community. That's what we're looking for. You want to be a troll, like an unaccountable troll. Well, that's what YouTube's for. All right, what do we got? Rod, you're up. Or Chris? Brian? Somebody?
Yeah. I also like the Lakers in this spot. And it is fairly square play, but I just think that I think the Lakers are the better team here. I think they're going to take it to Philadelphia, so I like the Lakers. And I like the Atlanta Hawks getting 6 at home against Brooklyn. Just seen ratcheted up defensive efforts from Atlanta, and I still haven't seen much that inspires from this Brooklyn team, even with James Harden in the lineup. So give me Atlanta there.
I agree with this comment by Billy Smooth. We are way past this steroid abusers Hall of Fame thing. Way past it. I think the baseball writers should be taken out of the equation for Hall of Fame voting. They should be taken out of the frickin' equation. These guys are just losers, man. The Baseball Writers Association, just an embarrassment to a sport. This is what's wrong with that sport. One of the many things wrong with baseball is this. It's like, fine, you're a juicer. You played against juicers, more than likely. Everyone was a juicer. Billy Ripken hit like 60 home runs one year. I mean, he went from like being a 110-pound kid and he hit like, 40 or 50? Brady Anderson hit like, 50 leadoff home runs, It's like you played against guys who were juicing. You played against pitchers that were juicing. So how about this? I mean, I know Brian disagrees, and that's fine. That's fine. But do you think, so let's look at Dizzy Dean, okay? Let's look at Dizzy Dean in 1934. Do you think that him pitching off a mound that's twice as high as what Roger Clemens pitched off means that his numbers are the same and he played the same game? Do you think Babe Ruth was like a poster boy for, I mean, how about Mickey Mantle and Billy Martin? I heard these guys were the worst of the worst drunks, man. Like, you went to a bar with these guys, they were going to beat you up. I mean, that's basically how that Yankee team was.
But drinking doesn't have anything to do with hitting the baseball. I mean, those guys are clean and hit the baseball.
Yeah, what about all those racists that didn't allow that gave Jackie Robinson and all those guys a hard time, that said one negative word to them? Today, they would be crucified, man. They would be thrown out of baseball. These guys are in the Hall of Fame. It's like there's so many double standards out there that it's ridiculous. And if you don't think Roger Clemens would have dominated without the steroids, he did. So take his career numbers from before he put on weight, before he got older, and before he was juicing. Take those numbers. Just throw out all the numbers. Same with Bonds. Throw out all those other numbers. He's still Hall of Fame. He's way easy Hall of Fame. Way easy. He was an MVP before any of this stuff. When he was like 65 pounds. Bonds was an MVP of the league. It's just stupid. Pete Rose. I mean, come on. Does the guy put a couple dimes on the Reds? It's like he didn't get all those hits. Oh my God! Not our sport.
He didn't cheat to get
They
the hits.
opened a fucking sports book in Wrigley Field. Okay? They opened a fucking sports book right inside the stadium. And you're keeping this guy out of the Hall of Fame because he bet? I mean, come on. Come on. I really don't have much of an opinion on things. I kind of just go with
Pete
the flow.
Rose should be in the Hall.
Generally, I just go with the flow. You guys know me. It's like I'm a pawn. It's just everyone says, no, Pete Rose shouldn't go in. Oh, no, he shouldn't go in. Roger Clemens shouldn't go in. Yeah, he struck out 20 guys in a game. There's no way he was roided back in 86. I'll tell you that much. Anyways, Rod, you all roided up and ready to go for these picks or what? Sorry, Zwacky's picks don't count. He He ate a plate of chicken wings before the show. It's too early. No one eats chicken wings at 10 a.m.
There's no such thing as too early.
For me in this time slot, I like the Raptors. Give me the Raptors plus the points. Bucks have been terrible on the road. Raptors have definitely picked up their play. Give me the Raptors plus the points. I also like the under in that one. And give me the Nets and the Hawks to go over the 239. There's going to be a whole lot of defense in that one. And I agree. Give me the Lakers today. The Lakers are going to beat up 76ers. We're all going to eat a fillet of fish on the Lakers. Maybe.
I think Kurt Schilling is my hero. I mean, I generally don't like the guy, but him telling him to go stick it, he's like, I don't even want you guys to vote me in. I don't even want it from you guys. Because next year they'll vote him in because it's his last year on the ballot. It's like, I don't even want you guys. I don't even want your fucking vote. It's like, I'll wait till the players can vote me in, and they'll vote me in, the guys who count. That was awesome. I thought that was awesome. It was like, I mean, why, Brian, what do you think? So when Alex Rodriguez is up next year, okay, so he doesn't get in either?
Nope. If you cheated the game, you don't deserve to.
So the guys who, all these pitchers, right? All these pitchers who grease the ball and all this shit like that, you know, that never got caught, or all the juicers, that never got caught, all the juicers that got in before the juicing was really exposed. How about those guys?
Putting something in your body is cheating.
Well, what about all those guys? What about all the guys? What about all the guys who didn't get caught? So when Amos Otis was inducted into the Kansas City Royals Hall of Fame, I don't know if you know this story or not. He wasn't into the Baseball Hall of Fame, but he was into the Royals Hall of Fame. He had a bat with him that he used. He cut the top off of it, and he dumped it out, and it was loaded with Super Balls. He said, I played with this my whole career.
That's all right. Baseball ball. Nobody cares about the Royal Ball.
Played my whole career with this thing.
And now it broke. Damn.
Yeah. No, you don't think cheating has gone on as long as there's been a game?
Yeah.
I mean, if I was
voting, I would never vote for
You think the Black Sox, you think Shoeless Joe Jackson's the first guy to ever throw a freaking game for a couple bucks? Those guys made like nothing, man, in the 50s. They used to have, like, you know, when I was a kid, true story, when I was a kid, and this is only, you know, like in the 70s, football players used to have off-season jobs. They used to have a job, like a regular job that they would play in the off-season.
That's what they do up here, like the football players that play in the CFL. They make a little, but most of them have another job. Like, they're working a full-time job, plus playing the CFL.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting discussion. We have a lot of time, so we'll go on and on about this for months. But I think that I think there's tons of guys in there that juiced and just didn't get caught, and I think there's tons of cheaters that did all kinds of sort of things. But generally, most of the guys played in an era against the same type of competition. Just like, you know, so Bob Gibson, you know, had those great numbers, right, off the big mound, right? He had it off the big mound. I think he probably would have had good numbers off a regular mound too, right? But
so who do you think juiced and didn't get caught? And it's in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We don't know who did and who didn't. For some guys already start with naturally big frames. I mean, would you know if Reggie Jackson juiced or not? I mean, I don't think he did. I mean, I don't know if he did or he didn't. But he's our naturally big guy. It's like, you know, it's like you don't know. I mean, these guys, they get injuries. There's a lot of money at stake here. It's like you do what you have to do, you know. In the NFL, they shoot up, you know. Saw Lamar Jackson got one of those things, colostomy. What do they call it again? Right? During the game. Whatever it takes. A lot of money at stake, man.
Yeah, I'd be mad if I paid A-Rod $200 million and he was juicing.
They won the World Series. They don't care. They won the World Series. I mean, what about Greg Luzinski?
I don't know if it was. I'm not a Greg Luzinski fan, but they proved he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Damn right he's not. How about Juan Samuel? There's a guy that got big in a hurry.
He's a nice guy. He taught my dad a baseball.
Yeah, that guy. Look at a picture of his rookie card compared to like his, when he signed his big contract.
But he's not a Hall of Famer.
It doesn't make that big of a difference. It really doesn't. The numbers don't show that it makes that huge of a difference. Where it makes a difference is the injury factor, not in the power numbers or anything like that. It makes a difference in the injury, is if you get injured or not. Anyways, Nuggets Heat. Did we do this one? Yeah. Rod, did you give your picks?
Yeah.
Fucking Schilling's got us
got
all
you
off
off
kilter.
Off kilter.
Schilling's got me all off kilter. We got so many games to go over too. Yeah, I like the Hawks also. I'm with you guys. Anyway, Celtics, Spurs, Suns, Thunder, buddies. Jazz, Mavericks, Pelicans against the Wizards. I'm with you guys on the Wizards too. And Warriors come out to play against the T-Wolves. Rumor has it they're changing their name to the T-Bags. Just throwing it out there. Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to lay on the Pelicans even at this high number. I think they come out again and Wizards get absolutely crushed by 20 points. Washington's just that bad. I'll lay the points with the Pelicans.
6-7 against the number, 4-3 against the number on the road for the Wizards. Pels 1-4 against the number at home, 5-10 on the season, straight up and against the number. I will continue to fade the Pelicans every single game. Chris?
There's actually quite a bit I like in this one. I like the San Antonio Spurs. I think this is a bit of a look-ahead spot for the Celtics at the end of a road trip, and with the Lakers on deck, their first home game back. So I like the Spurs in that one. I like the Jazz laying the points against the Mavericks. It doesn't matter who you put in front of this Jazz team; they just keep covering these numbers, and until the hot hand cools off, I'm going to keep riding it. So give me the Jazz, and give me the Warriors. No Karl Anthony Towns, nothing for Minnesota. So give me the Warriors here.
Brady Anderson hit 51 home runs that year. Rod?
For me, I like Dallas and the Jazz to go under the number. Jazz definitely play some defense. We're definitely not going to have a shootout in that one. I like the under. I like the Wizards and the Pelicans. Wizards are 11-2 ATS the last 13 in New Orleans. So give me the Wizards to keep that one close.
Yeah.
And I love the Warriors. I like the new nickname. That's good. Let's call them the Minnesota Teabaggers.
So someone mentioned a guy here that I would be thinking as well, and I didn't mention it because I don't want to sit here and accuse people of taking steroids and any of that stuff. That's not what we're going to do. The people that are caught all admit it. No one's sitting here and no one's Lance Armstronging it. It's like they all pretty much fess up once they're forced to. Well, kind of like how Lance did, right? But someone said Ricky Henderson. Here's a guy that was a tiny little leadoff hitter. Ended up being like, but who the hell knows? He played in that era, but it's also, he's super gifted. And, that's the whole thing about Bonds and Clemens and A-Rod, that without the steroids, those guys are super gifted, man. They're way better than Scott Rowland, who's like, oh my God, Rowland should get in. It's like they're way. I think any of those three guys are miles better than Scott Rowland.
Who called for Scott Rowland to make the Hall of Fame?
That's who they're saying is the next guy in, like that missed this year, that will get in next time. That's the guy. Because there was no one voted in, so they're saying that that's the guy that maybe should have gotten in or could have gotten in and will get in next year. Scott Rowland.
I'd have to look at his career numbers.
Oh, I'm sure he's got the numbers, but Bonds, A-Rod, Clemens, these guys are gifted athletes. Gifted, you know. And they were great at every level that they ever played at, long before they even got injected in their ass. Long before. Bonds was an MVP when he was a scrawny little kid. Roger Clemens was a dominating pitcher at Texas in college. Dominating. He came in 86, threw 20 strikeouts against the Mariners. Scrawny. I'm telling you. It was all about the injuries for most of those guys, I'm pretty sure. Less than bulking up. Yeah, I like the Hawks also, man. I'm with you. The Nets are just a bust. I don't know if anyone.
And Nets covered last game for us.
Yeah, okay, I'll take the Hawks. Anyways,
that was my square pick and actually won. I usually I lose them all whenever.
Last night, right, against the Clippers. Yeah, the Clippers were missing half their team.
No. I'm talking about the.
I agree with Brian too. I like the Wizards a lot here.
I didn't take the Wizards.
Yes, you did.
Pelicans are gonna rip the. I don't know.
Oh my God! No.
I like the Pelicans.
As bad as well, you're criticizing. You say how bad the Wizards are. They're 3-7 in their last 10. The Pelicans are 2-8. The wheels are off the cart.
Starting to turn it on.
The wheels are off the cart.
Pelicans are 0-5 their last 5 at home.
I'm starting to.
Why is this Jazz line dropping so much against Dallas? Is Donovan Mitchell not playing or something? Because that would change things for me. Anyways, we go to the college hardwood to the college basketball game. We've got Pepperdine against BYU. St. Francis of Pennsylvania back on the court against Fairleigh Disinterested. That game went to overtime yesterday. LIU, the Blackbirds versus Merrimack. Merrimack kind of getting it back together here. We're back with Merrimack. JMU against Townsend. Citadel, now 8-4 on the season. We're 8-0. The Dell. I like that there's like the Ohio State, the Citadel, right? Against Wofford. Kent State against Bowling Green. LaSalle against Rhode Island. Brian, any of those up until 5 p.m. tickle your fancy?
Pepperdine kind of tickles my fancy a little bit. I like Peppy in this one to keep it within 3 or 4 with BYU. I think they can get it done tonight. Today, not tonight.
Unfortunately, I'm on the other side of that one. I like BYU. Cougars won by double digits. They only shot 38% in that game, and I think they have a better performance here. I still don't trust Pepperdine as far as I can throw them. They've let me down too many times. So give me BYU. I like Fairleigh Dickinson against St. Francis. It's just a better cover team, and they're getting 4 points after winning outright yesterday. I think the Knights do it again here, so give me the 4 points. And I like Wofford against the Citadel. The Citadel's just been god-awful after playing a pretty cupcake schedule up to this point, and Wofford, best team in the SoCon right now, so I'll take Wofford. That's my 3.
Rod?
The 2 I like, I'm with Chris. I like BYU as well. They're going to roll over Pepperdine today. And I like Wofford over Citadel. Wofford's defense just way better. Give me Wofford. Double-digit win there.
I like Kent State against Bowling Green. And I like Merrimack against Long Island. Miami, Florida State. Florida, Vandy. Notre Dame, Virginia Tech. No one gets arrested again for Virginia Tech. Providence versus Marquette. Marquette dead to me after that DePaul game. Absolutely dead. VMI versus West Carolina. South Carolina versus Georgia. Now, there's a Carolina I recognize. West Carolina, new state. Greensboro versus Mercer. Ohio State versus Penn State. Seton Hall versus Creighton, not available to New Jersey bettors. So I hear from people that give that out as premium picks. People end up buying them. Northwestern State versus New Orleans. And UCF against East Carolina. Brian?
I can't stand Miami Hurricanes, but I'm going to back them today. It's just too many points in the in-state rival game. I think they come to play today and rebound from that Notre Dame embarrassment. And I'll take Vanderbilt plus the points against Florida. Florida coming off 2 huge wins. I think that, and they got a big game on deck, I believe. So I think 10-point win for Florida there. And that's about it.
Chris?
I like East Carolina getting 6 points against UCF. I just don't see UCF. I don't see them scoring enough to keep this, push this game over 6 points. I think East Carolina can do more than enough to get inside a cover zone here, if not win it outright. And the other one I like is Seton Hall, getting the point at home against Creighton. I just think this is a Creighton team that's not as good as the one from last year. I think Seton Hall is more than capable of hanging with the better teams in the Big East, and they are one of the better teams in the Big East, and I think they get the job done at home here and upset Creighton. So give me Seton Hall.
Rod?
For me, I'm going to go the other way. I think Florida State's, these two teams are going the opposite direction. Miami, the Hurricanes are just, they're not playing good basketball right now at all. They started off the year real good. They're now 2-6 their last 8 games.
But don't you think Rod? Don't you think Larinaga is going to call timeout and say, "Don't you see the reverse line movement on this game?" Kind of like what Alabama did last night. They called it. It's reverse line movement. Let's just.
So you got Florida State tonight.
Let's just lay our ass down.
Yeah, I think Miami's checked out. They're done. They're ready to.
I mean, the Syracuse game was pretty much, and then the Notre Dame game. I mean, the Syracuse game to me as a Miami fan just showed me that they fought the good fight, but they kind of the injuries and everything just really is caught up with them. I mean, they're playing like the third string, and they're playing against the best conference in the world. It's like.
They battled. They put a bunch of games.
They did. They fought the good fight,
but I think they
don't have it in the tank.
I like Florida State here today.
Too big.
20-point win there.
They're too big. Who else do you like?
Crazy. I'm going to take my degenerate play of the day. I'm going to take Fordham plus the 7 points. This Duquesne team is not the same Duquesne team, and I think Fordham can keep it within that number. Give me Fordham plus the 7 points there.
Yeah, parlay that with Virginia Tech. If you're going for a degenerate play, just throw it out.
Parlay with the Virginia Tech.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I can do that. I don't like Notre Dame either, so I can do that. I can parlay those two out. Fordham and Virginia Tech.
You said degenerate. That. You said degenerate. I'm like, well,
let's do that one.
Let's take it another step.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. That was a tough sell. It's like, all right.
And I'm with Chris. I like East Carolina here. I think that's too many points for UCF to cover here. East Carolina comes to play. What's last second bucket? 2 3-point game at the most there.
Florida, Virginia Tech, Providence, South Carolina, Georgia, and Mercer. I'd parlay those all up. Just a gift.
I don't like that.
Oh, makes me like it. It makes me like it more.
I don't like it.
Well, the truck's already backed up from yesterday. It's over the weight limit. It's waiting for the bank to open.
You say, where can I leave this? I got to go get more.
It's like we backed up the truck yesterday. We can't back up the truck every day. What don't you like about it, Brian?
Oh,
None of them?
There's a bunch of games I don't like about it, but especially Wake Forest in Florida.
They're playing Vandy though. That's the issue here. It's not.
Even Vanderbilt can cover a game.
No way.
Who's Florida have on deck next?
Who cares?
And who they came off of 2 big wins, I believe. It's a spot I think Vanderbilt can keep it.
Vanderbilt sucks. I got news for you. They suck hippopotamus, man.
I don't know about that Virginia Tech.
They're at West Virginia next.
Yeah, it's a big game.
It is a big game. All right. Got McNeese, Nichols, NC State, Wake. There's your Wake. Sam Houston, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi. Houston Baptist against Incarnate Word up. Stephen F. against Abilene. Arkansas, Ole Miss. Baylor, Kansas State, and the liner of the day. Clemson, Louisville. Colorado State, Boise State. Maryland, Wisconsin. Colorado, Washington State. Southeast Louisiana. Central Arkansas. A lot of directions going on there. Missouri State gets another crack at Drake. DePaul, St. John's. And UNLV, Utah State, the rematch. Brian?
So much quality in this time frame.
There is a lot of quality there.
I think the best free pick I'm giving out today is Kansas State plus the points against Baylor. I think I'm in at 25 or 24.5, but even 24, 23.5, still plenty of room. I think it's a 20-point win for Baylor, if that. And then the second game I like, I'm going again with Missouri State against Drake. I just can't help myself. I'm probably down thousands and thousands from going against Drake, but I hate him. So I'm going to take Missouri State again out of spite.
Chris?
Sorry, I had to cough. Had the mic muted. There's a ton I like in this time slot, so I'll be quick. But I like Nichols State laying the points against McNeese. I just think Nichols is the far better team. I like Houston Baptist getting the points against Incarnate Word. Only a 2-win team, but they're 6-1 against the number on the road this season. I like Abilene Christian laying the points against Stephen F. Austin. Boise State, Colorado State, I will give out on the drive-through tonight, so tune in for that. I like Drake.
You're such a tease, Ruffalo.
Drake, you.
That's one of my favorite. Yeah, I like Drake. If it ain't broke, don't fix it for me, so I'll take Drake in that one. And I like Arkansas laying the points against Ole Miss.
Okay. Rod?
Not a spot I'm crazy about. There's a couple. I like Sam Houston over Texas A&M here. The Islanders just sticking home. I don't think they've covered anything at home all year. And Sam Houston's 6-2 on the road. So and outscoring them by 20. So give me Sam Houston State over Texas A&M. And I like Arkansas over Ole Miss. Ole Miss is they're not very good at scoring the ball. Their defense not bad, but I think Arkansas gets them today. And Baylor, I think that's just too many points. Give me Kansas State. I think Baylor wins, but not by 23.
Baylor falls asleep from time to time.
I don't know. It's just that's a ton of points for a pro basketball game. Got Clemson. I like Clemson against Louisville. I like Boise. I like Arkansas. I like Stephen F. Kind of like Wake. Missouri State back to the well. All right. Go to the NHL. Just 2 games. Cashville against Chicago, and Vancouver, Ottawa for the 17th time this season. Brian, any of these two hockey games do it for you? How did I do with my hockey birdcage penny flip? I don't even know.
Yeah, I want to know.
I don't even know.
I was still going to ask that.
I would have to actually check a hockey score for that.
Do you remember what it was? I have them up right now.
I'm sure our audience knows. I'll take a look while you're giving out your picks. I think I had Buffalo as one of them.
Buffalo won.
Yeah, Buffalo. I think Edmonton I had too. They lost.
Edmonton lost it.
I think I had the Kings against the Smudges.
Yeah, I think she did too. Yeah, I think it was 2-1.
Something like that. Or the Ducks. I had the Ducks.
That was an Iceman play.
Ducks.
Like Kings minus 170.
Kings were plus 150.
Oh, not the Kings. What the hell?
They played the Smudges.
Oh yeah.
Brian's probably going.
I had the Ducks yesterday,
Smudge.
so I actually hit on it. Ducks and Capitals.
What's that logo? It's just a smudge.
Just a smudge. Yeah.
It's ketchup, mustard, and relish. Just a smudge. It's exactly what it looks like.
They just took a spoon and smashed it.
No, they had it on their thumb. They went like this.
Damn, Washington yesterday scored with 24.6 seconds left.
Go Caps.
No, I gave out on the video. I gave it to go to overtime plus 300. There were 24.6 seconds left. I win in overtime. Jesus.
The Florida shootout was pretty good too. The Panthers. Anyway, these hockey games, I'm going to go with the Senators again. Vancouver crushed them, but I can't say no to plus money. I'm going to give it a try with Ottawa tonight.
For me, if you can't say no to plus money, then you can take Vancouver on the puck line, which is what I'm going to do. I don't see anything from the Senators team at all that makes me want to even back them. If we were getting something like maybe plus 160 or better, I'd consider the Senators, but not after what we saw last game. And I like Nashville to win in regulation. Get that minus 175 down a little bit. I think Nashville gets the job done against a hapless Chicago team, and I like the over in that one as well.
So, Brian, if any of your fantasy football players juiced, would you relinquish your title from that year?
That's not a Hall of Fame. I don't care if players are going to use it and play, but they're not getting in the Hall of Fame.
As long as they're on your team, is that what you say?
Fantasy football and the Hall of Fame are two different
What's
things.
the name of your fantasy football team?
Boy.
What, you don't have a name? Team name? Isn't that like the fun part of fantasy football?
Brian's team.
We used to be the Bipolar Bears. It was my team.
Yeah, my team. Oh man, mine was based out of Saskatchewan. We were the Regina Pounders.
Nice.
My name's the king of fantasy football. I'm a little modest. But...
All right. Everyone do their hockey picks?
No, my turn. All right. I'm going to take the Canucks on the puck line as well. This Ottawa team just looks awful. Awful. They don't look like they're going to do so well this year. Give me the Canucks at the puck line. They easily win that one by 2. And upset of the day, we're going to take the Blackhawks here. The Blackhawks aren't as lanky as what people are talking about. They're actually 2-0-2 their last 4 games. They're on a nice 4-game point scoring streak here. Their rookie goalie here, Kevin Lankinen, will get the start. He's 2-0 on the year. Looks like Chicago might have found their starting goalie here. They pushed Nashville to overtime and lost in overtime last night. So give me the Blackhawks here. I think they get the upset win. Take the Blackhawks over Nashville. Way too many people on Nashville today. The world's like all over them. They're like, yeah, woo! They're going to lose. Blackhawks win.
That game's starting to come off the board. Is there something wrong with the... At least on my board, it's starting to come down.
All right, let's get to the parlay section. Chris, spit it out.
All right, I got one for NBA,
Florida?
one for college hoops. The one for NBA, I like Cleveland laying the points, Golden State laying the points, and the Utah Jazz laying the points. And for college hoops, I like Abilene Christian, Wofford, and Nichols.
Rod?
All right, I got two. I'll give you an NBA. I like the Cavs, Lakers, and the Wiz. College basketball, Sam Houston minus the points. Fordham plus the points. Wolford minus the points.
Brian?
Kansas State plus the points, and Missouri State plus the points, and the Pelicans minus the points.
Florida? Providence? Wake. Florida, Providence, Wake in college hoops. NBA? Thunder Buddies? Wizards? And the Magic. There. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. It's another great show. A little bit of debate here. Not a lot of people drawing the company line. I think Bitler just never sucks up, you know. Need a little more sucking up on this show.
That's what's good with me. You'll get my honest opinion. I'm not gonna.
Romanelli used to suck up, and then he was around for 2 weeks.
I've been working with him. I tried to get him to text you if one of your games is
Romanelli's
he
like,
won't do it.
Romanelli used to be like so thankful and grateful for everything. Then it's like, 2 weeks in, it's like he's comfortable. It's like I don't feel like it. Okay. It's like, wait a minute, this guy's kind of a pushover to work for. Have a great day, everyone. We'll try and act more professional tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Of course, be sure to tune in at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Computer Pick Show, 6 p.m. for the Drive-Thru, and 7 p.m. MMA with